A small business opened this morning with big plans.
A new public relations campaign highlights local accomplishments, and lower interest rates should be good for the state's housing market.
One more hot and dry day across East Alabama, and then potentially some major changes coming from mid to late week. We'll have the complete forecast details coming up.
Coming up in sports, it was a big weekend for football. We'll have more details later. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
Salads to go, now open in small box shops.
Salads to Go, already a popular East Alabama food vendor featuring fresh, locally grown produce, opened for business this morning at the City Market in downtown Anniston. It's the first tenant in Main Street Anniston's new small box shop. That's a 100 square foot building designed to be outgrown. It's the 8th such venture opened by Main Street, Alabama, which seeks to revitalize downtown areas throughout the state. Main Street President Mary Helmer Worth says that each business signs a 6-month lease to learn if there is a demand for their product or service.
So our intent really is to incubate businesses and to help fill some of the brick and mortar spots in the downtown area. So we do this through grants from USDA. They have been fabulous partners with us for several years now. So we have them all over the state, from Anniston now to Enterprise. So they're all over the place, and we're just thrilled to be able to place this one with you today, and looking forward to see what's going to happen here in Anniston.
Main Street Alabama Chairman Jim Byard says the small box program is good for both businesses and downtown development.
These small box shops is a really cool way to get a business in your downtown district. It's all about entrepreneurship and economic development. And this is a really cool business in a really cool spot. And I will say this, I have been blessed to work with Main Street all across our state. And Anniston, I'm not going to say has the best Main Street director, local Main Street director, because there are several others that would probably come at me, but you have one of the coolest Main Street directors, and I'm going to tell you something. Carla Eden bleeds Main Street Anniston, and she deserves a lot of credit.
Once the ribbon was cut, Salads to Go officially opened for business, and its small interior was quickly filled with customers. Anniston Main Street Director Carla Eden says the business has been a regular vendor at this summer's Anniston Farmers Market and is actively looking for a permanent location downtown.
When we return, a community puts its best foot forward.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Getting my car serviced is easier than ever with Buster Miles Automotive Group in Cleburne and Calhoun County. They pick up my car, service it, and deliver it back. Convenient, efficient, and top quality. Schedule your service today and see why Buster Miles Automotive Group is the smart choice.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
The City of Oxford announced today the start of a new branding program designed to encourage community pride, tourism, and economic development. Called Alabama at its Best, the campaign will be appearing in an array of media to promote the positive and unique assets, events, and services offered by the city to residents, businesses, and visitors. In addition to the new branding program, the Oxford Arts Council will be sponsoring programs in coordination with the Oxford City Schools to promote a greater interest with students about Oxford's history. Mayor Alton Kraft says the promotion is his city's way to welcome the world to come to Oxford and to discover the opportunities and experiences it has to offer.
Contractors began working on the intersection of 14th and Noble Streets this morning, forcing traffic to detour around the street. It's the start of a project that will involve the milling and resurfacing of Noble Street's intersections with 10th, 12th, 13th and 14th Streets. It will also involve similar work on a stretch of 14th Street from Noble West to Moore Avenue. The city plans to close the intersections during weekday working hours, and signs and barricades will be in place for advance notice. The intersections will reopen after milling, with resurfacing scheduled for different days. The city expects to have the project completed by November 1st.
When we come back, lower interest rates should be good news for people wanting to buy and sell houses in Alabama.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Alabama's housing market showed signs of cooling in August, but realtors say that it remains robust, especially with recent economic developments. A key highlight for potential buyers and sellers is the Federal Reserve's recent decision to cut the federal funds rate by 0.5 percentage point, signaling further decreases in mortgage rates and improved affordability. Jeremy Walker, the CEO of Alabama Realtors, says he believes the decision is the first big step in lowering interest rates, and that should help make homes more affordable to a larger number of families. In August, 5,974 homes were sold in Alabama. That's a year-over-year increase of 39 sales, but a 2.6% decrease from July. Home sales totaled $1.49 billion in August. That's up almost 6.5% for the year. Alabama's median sales price continued to rise, reaching $235,575 in August. That's the highest it's been in 2 years.
Sales prices continue to rise. The heat continued to rise today. It was a warm day.
It was a very, and it's autumn now. You realize that.
It is.
We're supposed to be wearing our sweaters and carrying hot apple cider around, but not today.
What about tomorrow?
Well, I don't know, but we hear a lot of rain maybe is on its way, so maybe some big changes coming.
Maybe so. John Holder joins us now in the EAN Weather Center to tell us all about it. John?
Mike and Katie, our rainfall amounts coming for the next few days totally depend upon what happens with the tropical system way down in the Gulf of Mexico. We'll have the complete forecast details next.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
Temperatures today soaring again well into the 90s, way above the average across East Alabama. 94 for the high today, a good 11 degrees above the average. The low this morning at 67, that's 5 degrees above the average. Record high temperature, we were not far from that today. 97 the record, the low 40 degrees, your record low. Sun rising tomorrow at 6:33, and your sun setting on your Monday night at 6:38. Speaking of Monday night, time for your Monday night weather on your street on Crossan Street in downtown Weaver. Really a summer night tonight. Partly cloudy skies, the low dropping down to 70. This will be much like a night you would have in June or July easily across East Alabama. And we got more of the same coming tomorrow. Another big time summer day coming up. Mostly sunny skies. Temperatures maybe not quite as hot tomorrow, but still way above the average. 91 for the high on Calvin Gap Road in Etowah County in Hoax Bluff tomorrow. And as we look ahead to the rest of the work week, well, folks, on Highway 78 in Muscadine, that's right over there on the Alabama-Georgia border. Everyone on the Alabama-Georgia border, and really all across the South, looking to the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of the computer model data is saying we're going to have a hurricane. More on that in a moment. And if that does transpire, which is looking likely, that would come up through western Georgia, maybe eastern Alabama. So everywhere, not only Muscadine, Alabama, but everybody in the South watching the Gulf for the rest of the week. Right now, we think a ton of rainfall, high temperatures backing off, mostly in the 70s for highs for the rest of the work week. Here's the 7-day forecast. We're confident about tomorrow. We're confident about Wednesday. You see that high rain chance on Wednesday, about 70%, the high only at 80 degrees. That is not because of what's happening in the Gulf of Mexico. That will be an actual cold front pushing through, knocking us up with some showers and thunderstorms and things like that. So we're looking at about 70% chance of rain on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to be looking at, again, what happens down in the Gulf of Mexico. Totally dependent. Right now, it looks like we're going to see a lot of rain off what could be Hurricane Helene. But we'll have to wait and see. A 70% chance of rain right now. Highs only in the lower 70s. Friday again, especially the first half of the day on Friday, we could be looking at, again, tremendous effects from a possible hurricane here in East Alabama. High about 78 degrees. There is some indication, as fast as this system is moving, that we could have sunshine and be drying out by late in the day on Friday and by Friday night. We'll have to wait and see on that. The good news is the weekend looks like it's going to be relatively rain-free. Only a 20% chance of a shower Saturday, about a 30% chance on Sunday. Temperatures in the low 80s. We can take that. Nighttime lows will continue to be in the 60s. Another front coming in here by Monday, of 90% chance of showers. Highs remaining in the 70s. Well, we've been mentioning the hurricane. It's not a hurricane yet. It's basically, right now, we're just looking at potential, and this is potential as far as tropical storm force winds. We think this is going to be a hurricane, maybe a major hurricane before all is said and done, coming in on the Big Bend of Florida, maybe a little west of there, maybe a little east of there, then coming up through Georgia. Where in Georgia? Will it be East Georgia? Will it be West Georgia, close to us? Those things we just don't know at this point in time. But look at the tropical storm force winds. We could have by Thursday night, very close to us in East Alabama, we could have tropical force winds kicking up, maybe even some rainfall as early as Thursday night here for us in East Alabama. We're going to be watching this very carefully over the next several days and see what happens with Helene making a big impact on the southeastern United States. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, with your Tuesday morning day at a glance, and right back here tomorrow night for EAN Local News, as we'll take a look at the forecast for all of East Alabama, including what's up with Helene coming up tomorrow. Right now in sports, Jordan Smith going to talk about some big youth league football and big boy football, Jack State football over the weekend. Jordan?
Thanks, John. Rain wasn't a factor for youth football this past weekend as Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics wrapped up their third week of the season. In the sophomores division, White Plains and Ohatchee moved to 3-0 on the season after wins over Munford and Piedmont. The Sac sophomores team moved up to 2-0 on the season with a win over Welborn. Weaver got the win over Munford Saturday. Alexandria sophomores are now 3-0 after beating the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. The Oxford sophomores had a bye week last week, and they moved to 2-0 this week after defeating Cherokee County. Oxford also beat the Cherokee County Warriors in the juniors game, but the Warriors would come out victorious in the seniors game by 1 touchdown. It was the same thing for Anniston, Hoax Bluff, Alexandria, and Jacksonville. Anniston and Alexandria won the juniors game, with Hoax Bluff and Jacksonville winning the seniors game. Weaver Juniors and Seniors beat Munford. Piedmont Juniors won against Ohatchee. The Indians won their senior games. White Plains Juniors and Seniors both beat the Munford Lions. The Jack State Gamecocks put one in the win column on Saturday. The Gamecocks defeated Southern Mississippi 44-7 on homecoming at Burgess Snow Field. Jack State had an impressive day on the gridiron, posting 509 total yards on offense. Quarterback Tyler Huff went for 14 of 16 for passing and 236 yards and 77 rushing yards. Leading rusher for the Gamecocks was Trey Stewart with 98 yards on 16 carries and 2 touchdowns. Brock Rettsteiner led Jacksonville State in receiving with 2 receptions for 98 yards. It was also a big day for defense as they forced 6 turnovers in the game. Oxford native J. Rock Swain forced one of those fumbles and posted 4 tackles. This week, the Gamecocks begin Conference USA play as they go on the road to Kennesaw State on Friday night. That's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's head back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for that update, Jordan, and thank you for watching us today. You can find us here every weeknight on Facebook and YouTube, on our website, and now on Rumble.
Go to the platform of your choice. Watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you. We'll see you back here Tuesday for your news on your schedule.